one of the mystery of life is that your life is a reflection of your belief system, right? You are where you are because of the level of consciousness that you've created. And so if you want to go to the next level in your life, you need to expand, evolve your mind, your consciousness. And that means that you gotta start thinking greater. Certain belief system, assumptions, and ideas that you have that are working now will not work at the next level. So you're gonna need to let them go. You're gonna need to evolve them. You're gonna need to improve them, right? In the same way that before you could reach where you are right now in your life, you have to evolve your mind, you have to evolve your consciousness in order to be able to go and be where you are now. So this, we could say that life is a never-ending evolution journey, right? And you are evolved by the transformation of your mind. When I started my coaching business many years ago, I remember how limited my mind used to be, how fearful, how full of doubt and anxiety, especially around sales, especially around putting myself out there, especially in believing that it's hard to find clients and they don't have the money and all those crazy thoughts I used to have. So I can tell you that the mind and who I was back then could not create the life that I have right now. It's two different worlds. So I had to completely shed all those beliefs, all those limitations, all those ideas and my identity with myself, right? And I had to completely reshape myself and evolve and evolve and evolve in order to be able to reach where I am now. And to be able to go to the next level, I know that I need to shed certain beliefs, certain thoughts, certain things that I have now in order to allow myself to grow to the next level. So that's the evolution that we are all facing. The challenge is that sometimes we resist, sometimes we don't see, sometimes we don't know what are the thoughts, the beliefs, the limitations that we have that holds us back. And so there's two ways that I found in my life that can really help us, close the gap. The first one is self-awareness. When I was telling you about my coaching business back then and all the limiting thoughts I had about sales, I don't want to be pushy, I don't want to be rejected, I don't want to annoy people, I don't want to ask for the money and so on. What if they don't have the money? What if it doesn't work? Like all of those were thoughts. So as long as those stories were stuck in my mind, I was living those beliefs. Because remember, we live what we believe. So selling equal bad, right? Well, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to be a bad person. So I had to change my definition that selling equals serving. The only way I can help people is if I'm able to sell my services, find a win-win, and get paid for it. But you see how you can abort a business idea. You can have so many different beliefs about the same thing. So you gotta find something that works for you, for the life that you wanna create and have and experience. I also had to change my belief about clients. Right? They love working with me. Who are the clients I'm attracting? How they think of me? How happy they are to be paying me and all these type of things, right? So I had to reimagine completely my whole dynamic about how I was thinking. So how do you go about this? Well, you have to become aware of what goes on in your mind. Self-awareness. There is no other way, right? This is where you have to start paying attention to anything that is limiting, belittling, that is creating contraction, anxiety, self-doubt in your body. Because that's a clear indication that on some level, that thinking is not serving you. So then you gotta start to challenge those beliefs, let them go and be able to replace them, right? This is what I call think greater. Is it true that people don't have the money? Is it true that it's hard to sell? Is it true that it's hard to find clients? Is it true that selling equals this? Is it true that the only way for me to feel worthy is that I need to work harder and have this and that? So you can start to challenge the belief system that you have. Because when you do that, you start to think greater, you start to evolve the beliefs, you start to evolve the thoughts. And as you recondition your mind, you will start to perceive things differently, you start to feel differently, you start to make different decision, action. It's like a domino. So that's the first thing. And unfortunately, there is no easy way out of this because you rule your mind, which you alone can rule. Nobody else can do that and nobody else can come and think for you. Although a lot of people these days are just giving up the privilege of thinking to AI and the news and people around them, and they don't want to think, right? People have this aversion to thinking, and this is why a lot of people are just stuck living subconscious autopilot life in the matrix. But anyway, the second thing that you can do that works really, really well is to leverage proximity. Proximity is power. So it's so much easier to close the gap if you can hang around, be in your energy, network, be in a group, in a mastermind, whatever you want to call it, in the knowledge, in the space of people who are already there, right? So as you're watching this YouTube channel, I'm sharing certain ideas. If these ideas are new and they're exciting and they're empowering you, this is what's happening, right? Proximity, I'm sharing certain knowledge, certain things that have worked for me, bringing me here in my life so that it can help you close the gap. Now, let's say you want to lose weight, let's say you want to run a marathon, let's say you're preparing for some kind of physical activity in your lifestyle and health, whatever, right? One of the fastest way would be to join a group of people who are already running, or people who are already active, or people who are already running half marathon and so on and multiple times. Because you learn about the training, you learn about the mindset, you learn about all these type of things that in that energy, you will learn so much that it will blow your mind. Compare that to hanging with the same amount of people that you are now that haven't worked out in the last 20 years and have no interest in becoming healthier or changing their lifestyle. So proximity is power. And the good thing is that today, because of the internet, we don't need to go to freaking networking events and be physically around people and so on, right? Proximity can also happen on the internet. And this is the beautiful thing, you can watch video, you can join Zooms, you can join courses. There's so many different ways, group, Reddit, and so on, where you can be exposed to a certain idea or certain beliefs or certain energy about a certain topic that can help you advance and grow and expand your consciousness on a fast track. But again, it's your responsibility. If you want to learn about investing, to be exposed to those ideas, to learn, to pick up the book, to make time, to make the effort, to make the commitment, to let go of certain things that you usually do and replace that time with something else that feeds you, that grows you in the area of what you want to have. And again, you will notice that in order to do that, step one, controlling the way you think and replacing your old thoughts with new belief system, is a byproduct. You cannot disrupt your comfort zone without triggering some resisting thoughts that you're gonna need to bypass in order to be able to do the things that you want to do, right? So your life is a reflection of how you think. You keep thinking a certain way, you're gonna remain on the same predictable timeline. You start expanding your thinking, the mental images, what you create, what you think, what you focus on in your mind, and you consistently do that. I guarantee you, you will start to see how much of a shift, what you start to attract, what you start to create, what you start to bring in novelty in your life. And before you know it, you start to gravitate to move toward that new life and reality. Let me know what you think down in the comment. Thank you for watching this video. Hit the subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Be well.